Hi there. Welcome back to another episode of Getting to After, the podcast for midlife women who realize that healing, there's no shelf life on healing. There's no age limit on healing. And every single Tuesday this summer, we were bringing you an EFT tapping transformation. Now, if this is your first time joining me, go back to the library. You'll find lots of ways to get out of your head, to allow your nervous system to calm down. And that's what we do here in Getting to After. Now, normally I have a sidekick, a partner. Her name is Morgan. But during our sabbatical time period, I'm coming out every single Tuesday giving you a tapping transformation. She's in the process of doing a huge house move. And so we decided to just give ourselves a little break this summer. And if you don't know that that's an object lesson coming from professionals, entrepreneurs that come and do things every single week, take it as an object lesson because that's exactly what it is. Now, again, my name is Chatone Morrison. I am the Princess of Positivity. I'm a confidence coach. And I also am an EFT tapping concierge coach as well. And this particular week is full of wisdom and full of possibility for those of you who might be feeling stuck, especially if you are a high creative. Now, for those of us who are high creatives, if your mind is constantly spinning, you always have new ideas and you're trying to figure out which ones to execute. A lot of times what happens is you think about starting to execute those as the seasons change. So now it's still July. We're at the cusp of almost being in August, but we still have about 2 months left of summer, which, by the way, in case you don't know, the midsummer edition of the Getting to After magazine came out last week. Now, if you didn't get a copy yet, what in the world are you doing? Go to bit.ly/G2, the number 2A, -summer. Bit.ly is in all lowercase /G2A-summer, all in uppercase. And you'll be able to get a free copy of a journal that we've created specifically for you. If you're a midlife woman ready for transformation, but also ready for relaxation, ready to bring your nervous system down, get the toxins out, do all the things that you need for your self-care, and also have a good reader too, then you want to get your copy of the Getting to After magazine. So again, free copy. You just have to make sure that you actually register for it. All you got to do is go to bit.ly/G2A-summer. Now, this particular tapping transformation this week, I've called from swirl to step, or swirl to first step. And our whole goal is to get you into thinking about just taking one step. You know, sometimes we think we have to do all the things. I know you've been there. I know you've said to yourself, but I have so much to do and I have so many ideas. Me too. I have so many ideas. Sometimes they keep me awake. Sometimes they wake me up. And sometimes I get up in the morning and they're just swirling. But other times what happens is because we can't get from that swirl, we don't know what to start on. And we need to get from the swirl to the step. And so that's why we're here today. If this resonates with you or someone you know and you'd like to go deeper, you can also book a personal session with myself. You go to bit.ly/chat-tap. That's bit.ly/chat-tap. And we can explore a little bit more together. You will see me tapping on different parts of my body, mostly my face. You'll also see me in the collarbone area and then under the arm. Typically, it's this side right here where the bra strap is. Because I'm facing forward, you may not see that. You may see me do it like this. That's more comfortable for me. I am a girl with girls, okay? So sometimes reaching across is not as comfortable. So you might see me doing like this, or you might see me reach across just so that you can see what it looks like. And through the tapping transformation, what we're doing is we're getting kind of like that negative swirl that's going on in your mind to coexist with the positive, to coexist with, I wouldn't even say the positive, but to coexist with neutrality. And so what that basically means is that sometimes what we think is that everything's going terrible, I can't figure out anything, and we feel that way. That's when we take a dip in our energy. What we're trying to do is get your emotions more neutralized. We are going to be emotional. We are emotional beings. And women in midlife, we have more emotions than most because we're taking care of ourselves. Most likely, if you're married and you have a significant other, you may have children or you may be a caregiver or all of those. You may even have a dog, and we didn't get into your employer yet. We know you got all those things. Even though something negative is going on, even though something that it may be pain, it may be pain management, it may be workplace things, relationship things, or in this case, it may be that you don't know where your next first step is, your next step, you don't know which one to take, and you're in that swirl. We're going to help you to try and realize that even though you're in that swirl, you can take the next step. and the next step is good enough. So we're going to be going through that. So we're going to start with a setup phrase, and we're always going to be tapping on the side of the hand. Again, if this is your first time, you can always go back out to our library and you'll see me already start doing a little bit of tapping. So while we just do this tapping, just take a deep breath. We just kind of want to be present here. If you can, put your feet flat on the floor. If you can take off your shoes, would be good. Let your feet connect with the ground. Take a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. If you like, you can hold it at the top. You don't have to tap very hard. You're not digging your nails in. You see my nails are pretty long right now. You don't have to. You're just going to tap gently on the side of your hand. And you can repeat after me. I have to apologize. I was given some feedback that last week I went too fast. And so I'm going to go slower this week. Sorry about that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. You can repeat after me out loud, or you can repeat after me in your mind is fine. You may just want to just tap and listen. That's okay. You may not want to tap at all and just watch because you're not familiar. That's okay too. Believe it or not, you will still get what we call borrowing benefits, so don't worry. And if you say to yourself, well, Chatone, I'm not a creative person. That's not my thing right now. Maybe you're swirling for another reason. Maybe you have a big decision to make and you're not sure how to make it. This might still work for you as well. So go ahead and just try it. You can feel uncomfortable about a thing, but until you try, you don't know if it works. So why not just go ahead and try it, all right? Welcome to Getting to After. Here we go. Even though I feel like I have it all figured out, and I feel like I need to know exactly what to do next, I'm just making a decision to trust myself. Even though I sometimes freeze when I can't see the whole plan, and I feel like I'm going forward, and then I just stop. I give myself permission to breathe. Even though I forget that one small step is still progress, it doesn't mean that I'm behind. I don't have to be 10 steps ahead. I give myself permission to have joy. I am giving myself permission to trust the power of the next thing. Okay, so you can stop tapping for a moment. I'm just going to take another deep breath in. And we're going to start tapping. And we start tapping right here on the eyebrow point. I've been holding so much pressure to get it all done. Side of eye. I feel like I need to leap instead of walk. Under eye. I feel like I need to know everything. Under nose. It feels like the next right thing is unknown to me or out of reach. Chin. I always try to think 10 steps ahead. Collarbone. I'm not sure if that's freedom. Sometimes it's fear. Underarm. Today, I'm allowed to choose the next step. Top of head. I'm going to allow that to be enough. Eyebrow. There are so many ideas springing in my head. Side of eye. I'm capable of doing so much, but I feel like I'm incapable of doing anything. Under eye. Sometimes I stall. I'm stalling. I'm not lazy, but it feels like I am. Under nose. I care about everything being just so that I'm struggling to make it happen. Chin. I'm tired of second guessing my own movement. Is it momentum that I need? Collarbone. I want clarity without chaos. Underarm. I want to feel confident about my next move. Top of head. I know that begins with presence, but I'm always too far ahead to be present. Okay, we're going to stop for a moment and we're going to talk, and I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. What I'd love you to do is just ponder these questions. You can always come back to this recording later and write out answers if you would like to go a little bit deeper as to where these things originated. If you're watching the premiere, you can always come on back and watch this again and think about those questions, pausing it each time. If we were working together in a circle, working in a women's circle, we might pause right now and allow you to journal out what we call write and release. Or if we're working one-on-one, this would be a time that we might stop and go into these questions and really pull out what the answers are to get to the origin of these fears you're having or these things that are blocking you. But right now, I'm just going to ask you the questions. And again, you can pile them. If you're quick, you can write them down. You can go ahead and tap if you like, go through the points. I'm probably not going to tap. I want to be able to be present with you as you're answering the questions rather. One of the things I know for sure is that midlife women often don't feel like they have anybody's ear. They don't have a safe place. And one of the things about getting to after, even though we're virtual, is I want you to know this time is dedicated just to you. It's never easy for me to get these recordings done, but I do them and I'm dedicated to doing them because they're for you. And I know what it's like to feel you don't have anyone. I know what it's like to feel alone or feel like no one's listening or no one gets you. In getting to after, we get you. So let's go ahead and move on through some of these questions. What am I afraid might happen if I take the next step and it's the wrong one? What am I afraid might happen if I take the next step, I make a decision, and it's the wrong one? Do I believe that clarity only comes before I move? Or could it be because I moved? Do I believe that clarity only comes when I move, or before I moved, or because I moved? What would I be able to create if I wasn't so worried about making things perfect? What might I be able to create if I wasn't so worried about everything being perfect? Whose voice am I hearing when I doubt the direction I'm heading in? Whose voice do I hear when I doubt the direction I'm heading in? Is it even mine? Is it my voice? If I let myself choose just one thing today, what feels like the highest thing to start with? If I let myself choose just one thing to start with today, what feels like the highest to start with? So let those questions marinate. There's only 5 questions. I asked them twice for a reason. I wanted to make sure that you are, prepared listening to those questions and let them kind of sink in. But again, if you are watching the premiere, what you should do, what I would recommend you do, is come on back and do them again. Now, we're going to go into a little bit of release and then some affirmations, and we're going to get on out of here. You ready to start tapping again? I am. Eyebrow point. I release the idea that I have to have it all figured out. Side of eye. I release the belief that waiting equals safety. Under I let go of the pressure to prove anything to anyone. Under nose, I don't need to see the whole staircase today. I don't need that. Chin, I can start with one honest, aligned step. Keep tapping on your chin there. I can start with one aligned, honest step. Collarbone, I don't owe anyone perfection, not even myself. I give myself permission to release the need for perfection. Underarm, I just owe myself presence and peace. Top of head, I release the weight of overthinking, and I can soften into action. Let's do one more affirmation round. I choose clarity, not control. Side of eye, I choose one small step that feels right for me. No one else has to understand. Under eye, I trust that momentum builds with movement. Under nose, I am safe to start before I know everything. Chin. Each small move is something worth honoring. Each small move is something worth honoring. Collarbone, I honor the woman I am by trusting what I feel and taking even one small step. Underarm, I walk forward with intention and kindness for me. Top of head, today I can choose the next right thing and feel joy. Okay, how did that feel? Definitely put comments in. Let me know how that particular tapping. Let me know how that tapping transformation went for you. Definitely put it in the comments below. You know, I would like you to do a little something for me. And I have to be careful because I've been tapping on my face. And I do have a little bit of bronzer on and a little bit of foundation. I have to make sure I don't get it all over my white shirt. I might have done that already. Do you see anything on my shirt? It's okay. We're just girls here. I want you to place your hands kind of on the middle of your chest like this. Or you may want to try on your belly too. I'll back up a little to see on my belly. You place your hand there. This is where all the action is in your body, your belly, your heart, your chest area. And I want you to whisper to yourself, not even to me. I'm going to get close so I can whisper to you. The next right thing you choose is enough. You don't need to be 10 steps ahead. One step is good. And if all you take today is one intentional, honest, grounded step, you've done a huge thing. And when you go to sleep tonight, I want you to write down, even if it's just by using your phone, the voice recorder in your phone, the joy you felt because you took that one step again. The next right thing is enough. Now, if you'd like to take a step forward with a personal session with a concierge EFT tapping coach, you can always find us at bit.ly/chat-tap. And if you want more tapping transformations, make sure you come on back here to Getting to After, the micro podcast, where we're just doing these micro tapping transformations through the end of August. You can always find us here on Tuesdays at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you haven't had the magazine yet, make sure that you get a copy of the midsummer edition of Getting to After, the online magazine. It's so good. And just remember, until next time, be fat and happy, focus, attention, and take time. That's why we're here. Keep tapping. One small step is excellent, and you are already enough. I'm Chatone Morrison, the Princess of Positivity. I believe that you can release your negativity so your positivity can reign in your brain, in your business, in your big, well, beautiful life. And until I see you next time, be authentic, be brilliant, and be the catalyst. Take care.